Well, it's been a few months since we've done the LS oil consumption. As you guys know, one of the vehicles that we have in the family that I work on often is not often for serious repairs because there's not a lot of repairs that have to be done. Everything on this truck is like OEM up until the battery a few years ago. Hell, it still had the same brakes and rotors on it all this time later. 2007 GMC Siera 5.3 liter, first year for the AFM stuff for that cylinder deactivation. And I wanted to get rid of it because I've heard the horror stories, and with this thing having so many miles on it, I think what is it, 140, 150,000 miles on it. It hasn't been driven a ton since 2007, but mind you, an 18-year-old girl bought this truck. My girlfriend at the time was 18 years old. It's 2021 now. She barely knew anything about keeping up with maintenance and barely did anything to keep the truck maintained. So when people look at it, they're like, that doesn't make any sense for an 18-year-old girl that knew nothing about maintenance and just, you know how kids are. And now all this time later, she's got me to keep up on everything, and I religiously do, which I'm thankful for. But what I did to update this LS motor for the oil consumption, because I noticed it was going through about 1.5 quarts every like 2,000 miles or so. I mean, it was eating oil. Not terrible, but it was getting up there, and it kept getting worse and kept getting worse. So I did the driver's side valve cover update, and I put a couple 1/4-inch holes in it. And then I got the range cylinder deactivation doggle, the disable. I ordered it from Range. I think it was like $220. I keep it plugged into the OBD port. Does not reprogram the computer, but it stops that deactivation stuff and keeps it in 8-cylinder mode all the time. And then I pulled the oil pan and replaced that oil pressure regulator deal and put a new gasket and everything in there, clean out the pan, clean out the bottom of the motor. And here we are a couple months later. So let's actually go look and see where we're at with the oil. There's the Range deactivation doggle. Yeah, girls. I clean it today, 2 or 3 days later. It looks like hadn't been cleaned for months. Yeah, they don't keep this truck clean at all. Now, let's see here. Completely full all the way to the top of the hash mark. I'll wipe it again, put it back down in there. Well, at least not to the top of the hash mark, but the same spot I left it at, kind of 3/4 to the middle. I can't say the top because that's not where it was at. Exactly where I left it. Right towards the top, 3/4, almost to the top of the hash marks right there. And that fixed the oil consumption. Look how clean that is, though, from since getting in there and cleaning out this motor and putting some good quality synthetic oil, a real good filter and stuff on it. The oil stays clean all the time now. You know, I got that valve and stuff put in there. I was able to clean out the pan real good. While I was down there, it did have some sludge and varnish buildup. Sprayed off all the bottom of the skirts and everywhere on the side of the block and stuff that I could find. I sprayed all that out of there. There's a video up on that, so hit the library up on the channel and you can see what all I did to get this out of here. It's a 2-wheel drive truck, so it wasn't that bad to drop the pan, get everything hot tanked and cleaned out, clean out the bottom of the motor and stuff like that. Then I ordered the Dorman valve cover with the updated baffle and stuff. A lot of people were kind of against me using Dorman, but it took 10 minutes while recording to pull off this coil bank. All I did was just unplug the coil bank and just laid it back out of the way, pull the valve cover off, and then put the new valve cover on. Just nice and easy, snugged all 4 bolts down the center. 1, 2, I think it was 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And it hasn't leaked a drop since I put it on there, and it's been great. Not using any oil at all. And I pulled that, like I said, I pulled the pan and I put the new oil pressure regulator in the pan with the new gasket and stuff, and the little umbrella hat that goes on the oil pressure. I think it's a regulator of some kind. I did the valve cover and I did the AFM deactivation, so that AFM doggle is powered up by the OBD port, and it keeps in an 8-cylinder mode all the time without even messing with the computer. It doesn't reprogram anything, and it's been great. You know, keep the oil change with a good filter on it. It ain't eating up any oil or anything now, and it just seems to be running phenomenal. So we'll start it up real quick so you can hear what it sounds like. It's way quieter now than it was before. Oh, you know what? It has a switch in the hood. I bet you it's not going to open. Yeah, let me close this hood and redo it, because sometimes when you got the hood open and that switch right there is not making contact. Super quiet. No noise, no ticking. Before, used to make a tick and stuff like that every once in a while. It's nice and quiet now. No nothing. I mean, just phenomenal. So I'm pretty proud with it. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So just wanted to share that with you guys. That is a good fix for what I've done here. The valve, the deactivation, and the updated valve cover gasket. And I'm getting no oil consumption at all from this thing. And it's just running phenomenal. It even feels like it has, you know, substantially more power without that 8-cylinder, 4-cylinder stuff. But that's it. I wanted to share that with you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here, as always.